As I alluded to earlier, the shift in presentation and approach from Moffat to Chibnall makes the shift from Davies to Moffat look absolutely trivial. All of this is in keeping with Chibnall's preferences as a writer, I think. People expressed a disappointment in the lack of cool, unique, and scary alien bad guys this year, and while I kinda get it, as facing off against cool baddies is part of the show's appeal, docking points from an episode just cause they don't have one of those strikes me as super shallow. Granted, looking back, Chibnall has always been a writer who prefers to emphasize the human element as the source of conflict, and not just in Doctor Who either. The only stories he's written across either this show or Torchwood where human error wasn't the root of the problem are Power of Three, Day 1, End of Days, and the Saranga Conundrum. The latter three of which are, funnily enough, the episodes I hear get the most hate from his work. Clearly, Chris's strength and interest as a writer is exploring the humany-woomany elements of Doctor Who, from human villains to more understated and grounded characterization, to making the Doctor more vulnerable and experiencing moments of weakness or wrongness. And all these elements of his style, I think, rub people the wrong way when put next to how most other writers choose to utilize this show. Chibnall's own episodes were very much hit and miss this year, which I suppose only makes sense as Russell and Moffat both have quite the spotty track record as well. I suppose the evidence suggests that being showrunner isn't necessarily the most conducive to writing at your A-game at all times. That said, I agree with the general consensus about Chibnall that even at his best, his writing isn't as strong as the show can get. Even as I like his episodes a lot, I don't think he's reached the same heights that RTD and Moffat could prove capable of when they were really hitting it out of the park. And that being the case, I wouldn't say no to him foregoing the position of story writer altogether, and instead being a general script editor, making sure that characterization is maintained across stories largely written by other people. Maybe try that out for a series and see how it shakes out, or at least see if he doesn't produce more widely accepted material when working consistently with a co-writer. Whatever Chibnall's faults, and whatever the faults of the other episodes, I like Series 11 a lot. It renewed my interest in the show in a big way. It's disheartening that we won't get any Who in 2019, and even more disheartening that this series had the opposite effect on so many as it did me, but I don't know what else to tell ya. Chibnall is hardly the strongest writer of individual episodes, far from it, but his broader choices for the show's direction, combined with the on average very solid contributions of the guest writers, really made it feel for the first time in a long time like I was watching my favorite show in the world again. I eagerly await the chance to yet again revisit most of these episodes, and I even more eagerly await the arrival of Series 12. Hey everybody, I just wanted to say thanks for watching all of these videos, and it really means a lot when you drop a like or leave a comment agreeing or disagreeing with me on whatever. I also want to thank my pal Lucy for helping with the majority of the editing for this little mini-series, and I wanted to encourage you guys once again to go check out some of the videos that I work on over on her channel. That's the place to go if you want a lot of consistent, in-depth thoughts from me on more of this show, and I really feel like some of the discussions that we do deserve a lot more viewership. Right now, we're currently in the process of finishing up thoughts on Doctor Who Series 3 and Torchwood Series 1, so hop on that while you can. Subscribe to her and myself if you're feeling generous, and stay tuned for more videos.